Hi everyone, happy Monday night. Tonight I want to talk about fear. It's the topic for the evening. And I want to show you my socks. Something strange in the neighborhood. Just kidding. Um, so I want to talk about fear tonight. Stop looking at me. And tell you that because of fear, I've done a lot of wrong things in my life. I've messed up a lot of things. Learned a lot of hard lessons because I was afraid, because I didn't trust myself. If there was anything I could say to my younger self, go back and say the advice that I would give them and my children would be to not do things because I'm afraid or because you're afraid. To maybe give it some time and just, let go and let God, because fear will make you do some messed up things. And I realize that even too, like a lot of things that people have done to me, I've done to people, ways that my parents hurt me. It was all just fear. It's fear. It's being afraid. It's not because they're bad people. It's just because they were afraid. They didn't know better. So I would tell myself not to, and everybody else, not to do things because you're afraid that people won't like you. Not to be somebody else because you're afraid people won't like you. Not to take drugs because you feel like you're not enough. You're afraid that you're not enough. Not to run and gamble because you're afraid you're not going to have enough. You're afraid that you're not, there's not going to be any more. These are all things that I've done because I was afraid. Patterns that I created in my life over and over and over again just because I was scared. I don't even know what I was afraid of. I have no idea. So I want to try to help tonight and talk about how fear can be a messenger and your friend. And that's what I'd like to share with you tonight and give my gift to the world. So I have a couple of teachings here. We're going to go over Raw Law of One. The dual nature of one original thought is what we're reading right now. Okay. The interplay betwixt love and fear continues in fourth density. As the shadows, those shadows that you now experience in third density are penetrated. That dynamic continues because as light is brought into the darkness, it reveals more subtle patterns of shadow and light. So that the dynamic continues and deepens. As you move forward in the process of spiritual evolution, you will find yourself continuing to uncover areas that were previously unknown to you within the very complex pattern of your total personality. So this is not a question that will go away as you learn more. It is a question that will deepen and intensify, for there is no end to the mystery of this dynamic between love and fear. The Logos itself, the one great original thought, is a purified emotion. It is not a thought precisely. A thought is linear. An emotion is global, universal, round, three-dimensional. It does not climb. It rolls. It does not fall. It continues to roll. Nothing can knock out the force of emotion. This can be a little long, but just stay with me. Indeed, it is that to which each must come in order to be able to graduate into the density of love, which is your next experience. You have a relative vibration that is relative to the Creator. A great many incarnations are consumed in the slow and inevitable progression and narrowing of that gap betwixt the self and the all-self. This vibration may be seen to that which is of love and of fear. These are the two basic dynamics within the vibratory levels. To be simplistic, we would say that there is always some ratio of fear to love. However, the greater the love, the greater the life, the greater the death, for that which is alive, creative, and moving is of love, and that which is judging and defending and inwardly focusing beyond a certain point is death. We speak now of death not in the sense of your living things which bloom and die, but rather we are speaking of that which is of the Creator and that which is separate from the Creator. That is, all things are of the Creator, but within you, your illusion, and indeed in many illusions beyond your own, there is an apparent choice between energies which move to a fuller life and energies which separate one from life. There is a great and intensive battle within for your attention from both your deeper self and from the energies which surround you. Constantly you move within a spiritual atmosphere which is flowing and continuous, which never stops in its movements, and which is greatly affected by desire and intention. It is within this intuitively perceived sea of being that you swim, shall we say, or sail, either towards the unity of love, which is of the Creator, or towards that archipelago of perceived self and other selves, which is the seascape of the service to self entity, who perceives the self apart from all by choice, and controlling all for the best good. And we can talk about that in another transmission about how the polarities of service to self and service to others. So in many systems of magic, philosophy, and religion, these two energies are switched, and what we have described as feminine energies are assigned to the masculine or negative, or yang energy, or vice versa. It does not, to our mind, much matter how you define the qualities of masculine and feminine, yang and yin, negative and positive. It is more important by far that you see the dynamic between love and wisdom, and so forth. It is our opinion that you in third density, making the great choices between giving and receiving, between loving and risking, and being loved and not risking, we find your courage heartening, and your hopes and desires and intentions beautiful. And as each choice is made, and that which blooms within unfolds yet one more petal, we can only give thanks and rejoice. Please know that we are always with you, very willing to serve as one who meditates, or as this instrument would say, prays with you, not in words, but simply by our presence. So that's Law of One, Raw, talking through the instrument, which is Carla Ruckert. So now we're going to talk about how you can use fear as a messenger. This is Bashar from the Esasani. You have to allow fear to be the messenger, to give you information that is attempting to tell you that you have a negative belief. You can't be afraid of the fear. You have to recognize it, allow it to do its job, and therefore, once it delivers that information, what it's bringing your attention to. Hey, knock, 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 you have this negative belief that is out of alignment, that you don't prefer. Once it brings your attention to that, you can say, thank you, fear. Thank you for bringing my attention to something I didn't know about within myself. So now that I can deal with it, I can let it go. Thank you, fear. So basically, like, he's saying that you use it as a messenger. So you use fear, like fear comes up when something is out of alignment with your true beliefs. What you truly believe as your divine being, as your fundamental divine being self that you are. You feel fear when you know deep inside that that ain't right. Okay? So you use that fear, you go down and say, okay, what is it about myself that I would have to believe is true to be afraid of this? Why would I be afraid of this? As soon as you use fear that way and allow it to do the job it was designed to do, it will not be felt as fear anymore. You will welcome it as the messenger that will alert you to anything within you that's out of alignment, and you will be excited about the feeling, and it will turn into excitement. So that's Bashar. And then I had some messages from the collective consciousness that I wrote down about fear and what's going on right now in the media. These are messages that I got that I wrote down to share with you. Fear. Be vigilant. Negativity seeks attention. So this is kind of, this is like hard to bring it to you, but I'm going to do my best. Narratives of doom that do not really have to become your reality unless you feed it your attention. So anything that you see in the media that is supposed to spark like fear in you, it's supposed to, right? That's what it's there for. Don't feed it your attention and it won't be your reality. Be careful what you subscribe to. Holographic distractions designed to keep you in a loop of reactivity and disempowerment. So if you're playing into that feed of life, that you're putting your energy there, you can't put it here. So keep that in mind. You're feeding your energy out there. You won't be able to have it here. Encourage discernment. We remind you your true guidance comes from within, not from a man in the sky, a guru, a social media person, the internet. You create your own reality. This is an eternal spiritual law. What you choose to believe and where you put your energy is what you create. And how you perceive life. Your personal world is shaped by your consciousness. When you live in outside stories, like I just said, narratives, you're giving your power away. So that's what they like. They want you to give your power away, but you know, don't do that. Who cares about that shit? So you have the opportunity to choose a narrative grounded in love, peace, and hope. And my cats are fighting, so I've got to go. But there's the teachings on fear, and I hope you guys have a great night.